Many games nowadays are made by teams of tens and hundreds of people, especially AAA titles. But in recent years, a new trend in games has appeared. Indie games. Possibly the best thing in video game history, indie games are definitely some of the best titles we've ever played in recent years. Usually made by a small number of people, there are some games out there that show no matter how small your team is, no matter how much it could fail, the one important thing is to never stop believing in yourself and make a game you and everybody are proud of. So today I brought you a list of 9 games made by one person. Let's begin. The most recent entry on our list, Stardew Valley, is a farm simulation game made by Eric Baroni and released for the PC in February of 2016. This game was heavily influenced by Harvest Moon and was made because the author says, "As someone who had always grown up spending countless hours playing Harvest Moon and a huge Harvest Moon fan myself, I was always looking on PC to try and find a fan-made or indie Harvest Moon clone. I was never able to do that. I looked like all over the internet and I never found anything satisfying. So here I was deciding I would make a quick little game to try to learn how to code in C# and I decided I would make a Harvest Moon clone. 4 years later that eventually evolved into Stardew Valley." This theme of wanting to recreate a beloved game or simply exercise with a certain language or program is recurring in all of these games. Retro City Rampage is a 2012 game released on basically all major platforms. That's clearly inspired by the first top-down Grand Theft Auto games. The developer, Brian Provinciano, made his own NES dev kit to remake GTA 3 with 8-bit graphics. After 10 years of development, he eventually moved on to create the game with more advanced software and created a whole new original game. Cave Story was first released in 2004 as a free PC game and slowly gained popularity. Developed by, I'm gonna butcher this, Daisuke Amaya, Cave Story is a platform with a very old school feel to it. Amaya developed this game in the course of 5 years, programming it as a side project. It was critically acclaimed and has since then been ported to Mac, Linux, and an enhanced port for the 3DS, Cave Story Plus. Another game that has been ported to many different platforms is Thomas Was Alone. This game, developed by Mike Bithell, has been praised numerous times for its amazing story and simple but effective graphics, all making it into a very strong game. Bithell first came up with this idea for this game during a game jam in 2010. He worked on it during his spare time and also managed to include a voice narrator, played by Danny Wallace, who also won an award for his role in the game. What if Minecraft and DayZ had a baby? It would be a terrible game, a shameful ripoff of those two games. Which is exactly the opposite of what Unturned is. Unturned is a survival game made by Nelson Sexton, a 20-year-old guy who started working on it when he was only 16. After many positive reviews and impressions, he released it on Steam as a free-to-play game and has since then been downloaded more than 1 million times. This huge success is probably due to the fact that it's a very simple concept, with simple graphics and interface, and it's all made by only one person. AXIOM Verge is one of the most critically acclaimed games of 2015. It features a Metroidvania style of progression with lots of exploration and backtracking, and wraps it up with eerie music and beautiful pixel graphics. AXIOM Verge was developed by Thomas Happ that had begun working on it since 2010 as a side project. It was very much anticipated and has been nominated for numerous awards. Who knew that such a small game would evolve in a series of AAA titles? The original Roller Coaster Tycoon was first released in 1999 on Windows, and basically it's a management simulator where you build and manage giant amusement parks, a genre that was very popular in the 90s. So popular in fact, that after the first and second game developed by only Chris Sawyer, the series spawned other 3 to 4 titles developed by actual game companies. When one asks the question, what's one of the most famous video games that has spawned billions of views on YouTube? The answer is obviously Seaman. Just kidding, it's Minecraft. Minecraft is probably one of the most popular games made in recent years. All platforms have Minecraft and a ton of ripoffs were made. Undoubtedly, the success is partially due to the brilliant intuition of its sole creator, Marcus Notch Persson. Notch first started working on the game as a side project and wrote it entirely in Java. After the first demo was released in 2009, Minecraft was given a lot of attention, so Notch eventually left his job to found Mojang. this game will probably come as a surprise. Tetris was developed in 1984 by Alexei Pajitnov, a Russian employee that was inspired by the game of Tetraminos. The first version of Tetris was made because Alexei was testing the capabilities of the new Soviet hardware, so he did this by writing simple games, like Tetris. Tetris has been ported to all gaming systems, but the most famous is the Game Boy version, which helped popularize the handheld. So now you know some games made by only one person. So now you can go develop a game or just share this video with your friends. Remember, if you enjoyed watching this video, you can put a like on this video, which means I've done my job correctly. See you in the next video.